Let me tell you a little bit about who Ron Steele is. So, where am I from? I was born in Chicago, Illinois. Um, my mom and dad had 6 kids, and we moved around quite a bit. Um, Typical situation you hear about, divorced parents. So, my mom remarried, and my mom, stepdad, and I moved to Pennsylvania. We moved to Indiana, Pennsylvania, and down to New Orleans, Louisiana. I actually spent 27 years of my life. The most of my life is in New Orleans, Louisiana, um, and moved out right before Katrina. But even though I moved to Florida, um, I got a divorce, sold everything I owned, and moved to Florida right before Katrina. And still, Katrina hit me hard. That was a very depressing time in my life, and so I've been through. I just want to be honest and share some experiences with you that I know a lot of you guys have had too. So I've moved around a lot. You can see, as a kid, and now even as an adult, and I'm tired of it and hope it stops. Now I'm in California, and um, maybe the next time I move, the next time or two will be the last time. So yes, 6 brothers and sisters. I've lived in Romania for a year, Eastern Europe. Wow, was that a heck of a experience? I really love that, and I love Romania. I love Eastern Europe and the people there, um, and it's a little bit of a culture shock. It's a change to get used to, but they come here and they see a lot to get used to too. Um, I've had my share of challenges in life and losses. I've lost grandparents, like I think most of us have, but I've lost my dad in his 50s. I lost my stepdad. I lost my brother in a car accident. I lost children. I have children that I've lost. And I honestly, I've never shared all this in public before. I've shared this with very little people, but I don't want to be private anymore. Why? Um, I don't want to do that on Facebook either. So, putting myself out there today, and you know, so that's where I'm from, and a little bit of what I've been through. Who I am. I'm passionate. I really care about since I was a little kid. I remember that I've had some kind of connection to a higher authority. Growing up, uh, we called it God a lot, and I had a sister who was very religious, and my mom grew up a strict Catholic. But I never really got into religion much. I was always very, very spiritual. Even nowadays, I'm very spiritual, and I believe in a creator. We all have a creator, and and I'm still learning more about that. A lot of these things that we're learning, we have to have trust and faith in. And I'm very intuitive. I feel like I'm an intuitive light worker. I'm here for a reason to spread the light, to spread all the information I can. That includes information about myself and what I'm going through. And I have been developing, amassing wisdom for positive change, is the way I like to say it, for many years now. So I was saying, as a kid, I remember growing up, even at 10 years old, I'd be watching the news. I try not to watch the news too much anymore, but I want to know what's going on a little bit. But I'd be watching the news as 10 years old, as a teenager, as in my 20s, and it always upset me. I'm still today. I know what's behind it more today, but back then you don't. And I remember being very passionate and compassionate about changing the world, like wanting to make a positive impact in this world and make positive change. I've always felt that way, and I feel that way more strongly as I've grown into an adult. And um, So every time I see something unfair on the news, and something completely ridiculous, and a new law coming out from people who, were privileged, and they've never had a chance, they've never experienced what a lot of us who haven't been handed everything have experienced. I can tell you, I've had to work for everything that I want and need. Nothing in my life, for the most part, nothing's come easy to me. So it's been a struggle, and I've learned a lot of lessons, and I hope that I can now go more public and really share myself with you all and the world, and do some really great things together, to make a positive, impactful change in this world and unify people, end hate, end greed. Um, and something I've really been thinking about the last, I'd say it's been on my mind off and on in a way I didn't know over the last 10 or 20 years, but I really think we need to end the need for money. So I think that would change a lot of things. A lot of people that are going the wrong direction, kind of bad people right now would, I think it would even change them for the better. Um, Money makes desperate people do a lot of wrong things, and while you have to take responsibility for your actions, there are some things in this world we are so controlled on that it's tough. It's tough to live a life on Earth. So I think that's probably enough about me. I think you have a pretty good idea about me, and what I want to accomplish is like I said, I want to change things, make positive changes here on Earth for humanity, for Earth and humans on Earth. I believe we're spiritual beings living a human experience. I don't believe we ever die. There's no such thing as death. You leave the body. Everybody's sad, but yeah, you never die. We never die. I want to end the greed, the hate, the extremism. I want to end the need for money, and that's a good start. Um, I do eventually want to put a committee together with me for Live the Enlightened Lifestyle. So some of you guys, after this is over today, you could find me on Facebook and write me. My email is also here. My personal email, Ron Steele, Ron K Steele at gmail.com is here somewhere on the webinar system. You'll see it there. And I want to start a committee that what we're going to do is we're going to end up putting a network of 5,000 light workers together. And we're going to figure out together. I have some ideas we'll talk about on another webinar, but I have some ideas of what we're going to do. But imagine just starting with a committee, growing to 5,000 light workers throughout the world. I already connect with about 30 to 40% of my viewers, and the people that I have, my friends and brothers and sisters here on Webinar Jam and Facebook and other social media. 30 to 40% of you guys are from Europe and Canada, and the rest from the US and other countries. So we have a great reach and a great potential to make some changes. Can you imagine what 5,000 and then maybe 10, 20, and 50,000 people can do? The changes we can make positively. I don't want to go out and cause a ruckus and picket and strike and do things in a negative way. No, I want to do things in a positive way. But 5 to 50,000 people, enlightened light workers, a network of us, can make senators and governors and other representatives' phones ring off the hook. We can go to the Senate in Washington, D.C. and other places and really make some positive changes.